Welcome back. Federal prosecutors say they are pursuing several investigations that could lead to additional corruption charges against New York City Mayor Eric Adams. Adams is currently facing 5 felony counts. They include bribery, fraud, and soliciting a contribution by a foreign national. The bombshell indictment accuses Adams accepted over $123,000 worth of travel perks arranged by a senior Turkish diplomat official in New York and Turkish business people for 6 trips spread over 5 years. Prosecutors say Adams fraudulently obtained $10 million in public campaign funds from a fund matching program, which he applied for based on straw donations connected to foreign governments. Adams is also accused of urging the New York City Fire Department to allow a new Turkish consulate to open without a fire inspection back in September 2021 at the request of Turkey. Now, Mayor Adams says he is innocent. Joining me now is former NBA player and human rights activist Enes Kanter Freedom. Enes, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. And I know you've got a lot of thoughts on this indictment because you say that Adams withdrew his support of you based on orders from Turkey. Tell us about it.
You know, first of all, thank you for having me. And I was reading the indictment, and it was mind-blowing. Eric traveled all over the world with the Turkish Airlines and made numerous trips to Turkey, and often meeting with Turkish officials for dinner and had discussions about politics during layovers. You know, as you know, I am considered top public enemy of dictator Erdogan, and there are thousands of Turkish Americans, people in the U.S., especially in New York, who have escaped Erdogan's dictatorship and persecution. You know, at one meeting, a Turkish official warned Adams to steer clear of a major Turkish American grassroots organizations in New York because they oppose Erdogan, because they stand with human rights and democracy in Turkey. And Eric promptly distanced himself from that organization. So me and Eric actually met in Greece for some award show. And I remember after the award show, me and Eric was having a conversation about organizing these free basketball camps in New York, and he got so excited. I remember he was telling me about, hey, whenever you go back to New York, let me know, call me as soon as possible so we can start this the whole free basketball camp for kids. I was like, fine. I remember he posted a picture on his Twitter account. And then after that, I called my Turkish friends in New York. They said, well, don't get your hopes up because we've been trying to reach out to him since 2016. And because of the Turkish government, he is just distancing himself from us and he's been ignoring us. And that's exactly what happened. When I got back to New York, I texted Adam and I have not heard from him ever again. You know, over the last, I would say decade or so, there seems to be an unusual number of political scandals in which the Turkish government and dictator Erdogan is directly or indirectly involved. I believe in 2015, a report found that 159 lawmakers and staffers had received privately sponsored trips from Turkish organizations that dictator Erdogan allies at the time controlled.
Well, so you believe that officials in Turkey told Mayor Adams not to support you, and you think that's why it was cold shoulder when you got back?
Well, not only me, but many Turkish Americans who lives in New York and who oppose to Erdogan, you know. And when I was reading the indictment, I believe the Turkish government asked Mayor Eric Adams for 2 things: not to talk about Armenian genocide, 1, and 2, distance himself from any groups that are opposed to Erdogan. So yes, I 100% believe that the Turkish government try to control him.
Now, I'm wondering, you know, what all of these charges, how these charges differ from what James Comer told us Joe Biden did. I mean, why is the DOJ so selective in terms of who they bring indictments down on? They're saying that Mayor Adams accepted money and donations from foreigners. Isn't that exactly what James Comer, the chairman of the Oversight Committee, told us that Joe Biden did, accepting money from foreign adversaries? And didn't Hunter Biden accept a Porsche? Money for a Porsche? Didn't he accept 2 diamonds? Is this the same thing?
Exactly. And also, I mean, it's exactly what you said. And also, I am now telling all my friends in politics to be careful to check if any Turkish Americans that they might have connections to Erdogan, or that they should not accept any money or anything, any favor from a foreign government, especially if these foreign governments are a dictatorship.
Okay. Well, look, we're going to keep a watch on this, but, you know, discussing our adversaries leads me to what China keeps doing, and you know this better than most. The U.S. added 2 new Chinese companies to a Xinjiang trade blacklist this week over forced labor accusations. The list now includes 75 entities. It bans imports made in full or in part in China's Xinjiang region over concerns that forced labor of the Uyghur Muslims were used in their manufacturing. Enes, you've spoken out about China's persecution and outgoing human rights abuses against the Uyghurs. And I did a whole documentary called Underwriting the Enemy, why many Chinese companies that are already on blacklists actually are still trading on our exchanges. And investors in this country are inadvertently funding the expansion of communist China, and certainly doing it in a big way the last couple of weeks with all that stimulus out of China. You know, the hedge funds are loading up on these stocks. Your thoughts on what's taking place here in China?
You know, I was reading that article actually, and you know, the Department of Homeland Security announced, I believe, on Wednesday that a Chinese steel manufacturer and an artificial sweetener maker like will be a place on the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act entity list. I mean, just like you said, the list, which now includes, I believe, 75 entities, bans imports that are made in full or in part in China's Xinjiang Uyghur region, based on the assumption that the forced labor of China's Uyghur and other ethnic minorities was used in their manufacturing. You know, the firms are the first in their respective industries to be added to the list, and many of the prior companies added have been involved in Xinjiang's large cotton and textile industries. I mean, I'm so happy that finally other regions are picking up to this, you know, Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act. I believe the European Union has now endorsed new laws that will ban, I believe, products that made using forced labor. And also, I believe that Taiwan is now trying to put this, a similar bill, to, just like the Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act.
Yeah, and you've had so much courage on all of this, Enes, and I know it's affected your career. Nike's Jordan brand sent its most popular NBA players to China recently for its inaugural China Family Tour, whatever that is, visiting Shanghai and Beijing. Enes, talk to us about the Chinese Communist Party's influence on basketball.
You know, it was so crazy because whenever the season was over, all my teammates and all my friends were, before they go to vacation with their families right after a really tough season, they were going to China. And I was like, dude, like, guys, what are you doing? They said, well, you know, there's a lot of opportunity over there. There's a lot of money to be, you know, picked up. So we are trying to just go and get that money. And I was shocked, you know. And now you see slowly, after what happened between the NBA and all the Hong Kong issue with Daryl Morey, and what happened with me and NBA, and now after the COVID, NBA started to slowly again sending their player to China. It's so crazy because all these players who's going to China talks about all the social justice issues in America, and they all say we have a lot of problems are happening in this country. But I was like, guys, there's literally a genocide happening over there, and you guys are okay with it. You guys are going to that country where they are committing genocide towards Uyghurs, Tibetans, Hong Kongers. Now they might try to attack Taiwan, and you guys are going to that country and becoming part of their propaganda. Wake up. Unfortunately, they don't care. You know, they do not care. And I tried so hard to say, listen, guys, what about if that was your mother, that was your sister, that was your daughter, was in those concentration camps, getting tortured every day?
Yeah.
There's silence.
Well, certainly the CCP has a plan. They're inside the gates of America. They've done so very strategically, partly by compromising would-be political figures. And that's why I'm asking these questions. Enes, it's great to talk with you as always. Thanks very much for coming on and your incredible insights, Enes. Thank you.